Hey everyone, welcome to our live chat. It is the 2 o'clock live chat, and we're here for you guys every day, Monday through Thursday, 8, 10, 12, 2, and 4. And then on Saturdays, Fridays, we're here at 8 and 10. So we do come to you whenever we can to talk Luminous and to learn what we can about Luminous because we have so much to offer. There is color cosmetics, skincare, and of course, airbrush. That's what everybody knows us for, is the airbrushing. And so we are here for you guys. I'm going to see if I cannot get this a little bit better. Let's see how we're doing here. Zoom out a little bit. Let's try that. I think that might work a little bit better. I don't know if it is or not, but we'll see. All right, so we are, I was trying to think of what to go over and what, something new that we can talk about. And so I do want to go over eyeshadows because I think, a lot of women are like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Should I wear shimmer? Should I wear, a matte? What should I do? And so this is a way that we can, we'll go through it and kind of talk it out. I am going to, these are the two. I've taken off my makeup so many times that I'm going to tweak my eyebrows just a little. I think this one is, yeah. I'm going to use the Cocoa. Candy, how are you? How are you doing? This one, yeah, okay. And so I'm just going to define them a little bit more since I've probably wiped on and off a couple of times. And come right there, and then just making them a little sharper, I guess. Right in there. All right. So just doing that a little bit. Now I've already prepped my skin as far as I do have, it's so close right now, isn't it? I'm like, oh, I don't know why it's so close. Maybe I should move this back. Should I move that back a little bit? I don't know. I just felt like it was really close. All right. So, just wanted to sharpen them out. I do have some snapback serum. I do have some moisturizer on. And so that is something, I'll put a little bit more on, that you can do beforehand. So if you have your own moisturizer or your own product that you use before airbrushing, you want to make sure that it is oil free because of the fact that our airbrush is water based, and so we know what happens to water and oil, and so we want to make sure that we don't do anything that's going to mess up the foundation once we do put it on. So I'm going to take, I want to do this strength palette because we did bright lips yesterday, so let's go for it on the lids. And there's, again, shimmer is going, when you're trying to exactly. When you're trying to figure out what eyeshadows to wear, know that shimmer is going to draw attention to wrinkles and crinkles. Matte will not. So shimmer, anything with a shimmer is going to act, I always say, act like airport runway lights to the wrinkles and crinkles. And that's not necessarily what we want all the time, right? So, and believe me, I love me some shimmer, so I'm all about it, but I just need to watch where I put it. And so, I do have some concealer on my lid. You can use an eyeshadow base. You can use, most of the time I just airbrush on my lids. And then that way it does stay. It has even more staying power because we know that airbrush makeup lasts for so long that it's it makes a great base for your foundations or for your eyes. All right, so I do have the Strength palette right here. The other thing you can do, and my whole thing, I'm just going to share this because my whole thing is I want the least amount of steps, but to keep me looking flawless. So I can take the Nude and Naughty palette and use one of the very neutral eyes and more of the matte eye. This has some color on it. Let's do, get my paper towels. All right. And so I'm just going to go in and create kind of a, oh, this, remember how I put the powder on, the translucent powder on first before I did contouring and before I did the blush and everything. So this kind of acts the same way. So if I go in and put a very neutral color on my lid, it does make it easier if you're doing traditional makeup to be able to blend a little bit easier. Now, if you don't have any trouble with blending, and sometimes, and you know, since we do powder, you can powder your eyes, it will do the same thing. So if you put a little bit of concealer, or even if you airbrushed the lid, you can go and just powder it and it would do the same. All right, so I'm just going to do that because honestly, and this is just me, I don't know if this step is worth it, considering if I airbrushed and powdered, it would set it and then I would be fine. Now, I will go in now and do some, I was going to do the blending, but I'm trying to decide how to show this. So I do have wrinkles on my lids. What I would probably want to stay away from is shimmer on the lid. Now, sometimes I can get away with it, other times not so much. So there's no right fast answer. You almost have to practice and just see what it looks like before making that decision. Okay. But putting the powder, putting the matte could help the situation if you do have wrinkles here. And then also 9 times out of 10, I would do a matte in my crease just to keep, I mean, going back to contouring, it would make the eyes pop, create that depth, because if you put a shimmer in there, then it's going to bring it out, right? So I'm going to go in and with a medium brown in the Nude and Naughty palette, I'm going to do my crease. And just going back and forth. And I also find that the days that maybe I don't want to do as much eyeshadow, I just want to kind of look presentable, doing an eyeshadow, or I'm sorry, doing a foundation, then powdering it, and then doing something in your crease will create some interest there, but it's that barely there makeup. But at least, and you can even go lighter than this, but it's creating the illusion, well, not the illusion, that you have eyeshadow on. And it might look like you spent a couple of, you know, hours doing it, but technically you would have only put one on. All right, so I'm going to blend that out. So I'm starting with my crease color and with my matte color, with my subtle color. And now I'm going to bring in Aurora from the Strength palette. And I am, instead of using a flat brush, I am going to just blend it in. I just want to see what it looks like. And I'm blending it more on my lid. I think I'm going to mix a little bit of the Passion, which is that purpley color. Mix a little bit of both in there and getting that on my lid. Let's go in and do a little bit more. I'll use the flat brush. Here we go. And again, patting that on so I'm not dragging the eye, I'm not creating more wrinkles and crinkles. And there is a difference between maybe a satin and an actual shimmer. Some of the ones that are Click and Play are true shimmers. And so you might have to gauge which ones to stay away from on the eye area and which ones you can use other places. And there we go. So even using this pink, this pinky purple, it's still creating some interest, but it's a little bit on the subtle side, not as bright. Oh, thank you, Candy. There. And then just for fun, I'm going to go in. Let's do pink underneath. I'm actually doing Passion, which is that purpley pink. Let's go in. Right there. And there we go. Have some fun with it. Now I feel like I need it a little more bolder just because of what's on the bottom. So I'll go back in and create that. Now, other places that you could use a shimmer that maybe you don't have any crinkles is the brow bone. So you can go in and add some shimmer there if you wanted to, or just leave it matte or you could do it very subtle where it's not on the complete brow bone, but just right at that eyebrow, like right there. See what a difference that makes? And it's not a lot, it's just a little bitty. Just really right at that arch. Because you're bringing the eyes up. All right. Now, I'm going to go in and just swipe to make sure all of that is cleaned up. And then I'm going to take, I was hoping to have, I don't know if I do. Let me see real quick. Maybe I'll do this one. All right, because of my eyes, I was going to do the exposure highlighter, but I'm going to use Pearl Illuminizer because it will have that purpley kind of, it'll go along with the eyes. If I can get it open. Yeah. There we go. So the Pearl has, it's similar to, I guess, maybe unicorn with the lips. Just very, well, you did use it the other day, but it's, oh, I was shaking it up and had my elbow on the table. So I'm going to put a little bit in here and get started. So I'm turning on my system. Oh, you know what we didn't go over is all the, did we go over the basics? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. All right, so we'll do that just in case. So now I'm going to go in and spray this right here, down my nose here, maybe a little bit right here, but I haven't done anything else. So, except my eyes. So as soon as I feel it, hey, Amber. As soon as I feel it, I switch. I'm going to switch to the other side. Okay, so I have my shimmer there. And now I'm going to add a little bit of the CC concealer, shaking it up again, and then going under my eyes is going to make a big difference. I do want to make sure that I do that, because one thing about pinks and some purples and things like that, depending on if you're fair skin, after a while you can kind of look like a bruise. So I want to make sure that my makeup will not fade. It's going to stay. I'm just spraying right over that. Getting all this blended, kind of going up around the eyebrow area. And here, get some redness off my nose. There we go. And then now I can go in with, I'm going to use the, I keep hitting this table and it keeps shaking it. Using the Silk 4-in-1. And can you still see that shimmer from the pearl? Making my passes. Because the one thing about the pearl luminizer, it is very subtle. It's probably the lighter of all the luminizers, and so you do need to be careful not to cover it up to make sure that it's still there. I feel like I have a little pink on my, right there. But if I needed to go back and add a little bit more, no, I see it. Yeah, I definitely see it. Ooh, no, I was going to do that, but I'm like, ooh. I was going to add a little bit right here, but again, don't want to go, you know how I love my shimmer. I don't want to go overboard with it. All right, so now I'm going to grab, I think I'll do the black. I'm going to do the Persuasion eyeliner, and right at the lash line, I'm just going to drag that. Right there. Right at that lash line. And you can definitely tell how that makes a difference. And there we go. Right there. All right. Now I can go in with the Cut 1 palette and do some contouring, which is super important. And going in right underneath that cheekbone, giving my face the shape that I wanted, what I wanted to have. There we go on that. And so at this point, I could even add a little bit of the blush, if I wanted to, a little bit of the Charming blush, just to grab a little bit more of that pink, or even be tying in with that pearl. So you could definitely do that as well. Now let's go over real quick, because of course I don't know what happened. I just totally was like all excited about the eyeshadow. We moved on. But this is our starter kit. And so we do know that a lot of people are interested in the starter kit, are interested in airbrushing. And so that's why we do come to you live all these times, so you can learn about Luminous, what we have to offer, and all of that. So you see this starter kit is our icon, and then the icon, we also have an icon pro and a legend. All the instructions are the same, and it does come with your makeup. So we give you everything you need to get started. And then we give you the 2 bottles of foundation, and the blush and the Love. And the blush is super high pigmented and it does bloom. And so a lot of times I'll do blush first. So that way, if I do get blush happy, I can go ahead and just blend it out with my foundation. All right. So now I'm going to add some lips. And I love this pink. I'm all about the bright pink this week for some reason. And this, I believe this one is one of our special edition ones. It doesn't have the right cap on it. And here we go. Ooh, love it. Love the bright pink. But yeah, I've been into the bright colors. So it does tie in with the eyes, but the eyes aren't bright, like super, super bright, where like I think it all works together. Oh, hey, Jeannie, that's okay. That's okay. We did some eyeshadow. And we talked about shimmer versus a matte and things like that. But I'm into the bright colors lately. I don't know about y'all, but maybe it's just the happiness of maybe we're getting back into the swing of things and all that good stuff. So there you go. We did use the Pearl Illuminizer, which was something different than we normally do. I'm going to put this up so I remember that I do have this. But yeah, I mean, we show you everything, right? For sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Even if you're late, Jeannie, it's okay. We will be back at 4. So I'll be back at 4 to finish our look for the day. I'm probably going to leave the eyes on because I do like these. But we'll definitely add mascara, maybe tweak them a little bit. And I can show you how to kind of step it up if that's something you wanted. I like to show the easy steps, but then I like to show, or not the easy steps, but the less steps. And then if you want to take it up a notch, then there are ways to do that as well. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here at 4. Thanks so much. Bye for now.